America, a nation forged through struggle, resilience, and vision, has produced black leaders whose courage, intellect, and perseverance reshaped history. From civil rights champions to political trailblazers, these leaders fought oppression, expanded opportunity, and inspired generations. First, we have Martin Luther King Jr. From Atlanta, Georgia, a city of rich African-American history and Southern resilience, Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist minister and civil rights leader who championed nonviolent protests to combat racial injustice. He led the Montgomery bus boycott, 1955 to 1956, ending segregation on public buses, founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, to advance civil rights through nonviolent action, delivered the iconic "I Have a Dream" speech at the 1963 March on Washington, instrumental in the passage of the Civil Rights Act, 1964, and Voting Rights Act, 1965, awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 for his nonviolent struggle against racial oppression, advocated for economic justice through the Poor People's Campaign, and inspired global movements for human rights and social justice. Next is Harriet Tubman. From Dorchester County, Maryland, birthplace of courage and defiance, Harriet Tubman escaped slavery and became a leading conductor on the Underground Railroad, risking her life to lead hundreds to freedom. She freed over 300 enslaved people through the Underground Railroad, served as a scout, spy, and nurse for the Union Army during the Civil War, led armed raids that freed hundreds more in Confederate territories, advocated for women's suffrage after the Civil War, provided food, clothing, and shelter for freed people in the post-war era, became a symbol of courage and resistance against oppression. After, we have Frederick Douglass. From Talbot County, Maryland, a land of both bondage and brilliance, Frederick Douglass escaped slavery and became a powerful orator, writer, and abolitionist, advocating for freedom, equality, and justice. He published multiple autobiographies, including Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass, served as U.S. Marshal and Recorder of Deeds for Washington, D.C., advocated for African-American enlistment in the Union Army, spoke and wrote extensively against slavery and racial injustice, co-founded the North Star newspaper, championed women's suffrage and gender equality, and served as an advisor to President Abraham Lincoln on civil rights. Next is Malcolm X. From Omaha, Nebraska, a city of migration, struggle, and transformation, Malcolm X was a human rights activist who advocated for black empowerment, self-defense, and dignity. He became a prominent leader of the Nation of Islam, advocating black self-reliance, founded the Organization of Afro-American Unity to promote human rights globally, traveled internationally to raise awareness of racial oppression in the U.S., inspired grassroots movements for black pride and identity, advocated for self-defense in the face of racial violence, challenged systemic racism and economic inequality with his speeches and writings, influenced generations of activists. After, we have Rosa Parks. From Tuskegee, Alabama, a town with deep civil rights roots, Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her bus seat sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, igniting a nationwide movement. She sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, 1955, worked as a secretary and youth advisor for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, advocated for voter registration and civic engagement, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, 1996, awarded the Congressional Gold Medal, 1999, inspired generations of activists fighting racial injustice, and served as a symbol of dignity and resistance to oppression. After, we have Barack Obama. From Honolulu, Hawaii, blending diverse cultures and experiences, Barack Obama became the 44th President of the United States, breaking barriers as the first African-American in the office. He was elected president in 2008 and re-elected in 2012, passed the Affordable Care Act, expanding healthcare access to millions, ended Don't Ask, Don't Tell, allowing LGBTQ+ Americans to serve openly in the military, advocated for climate change policy, including the Paris Agreement, received the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009, ordered the mission that killed Osama bin Laden, 2011, and championed international diplomacy and economic recovery after the 2008 financial crisis. Next is Thurgood Marshall. From Baltimore, Maryland, city of legal pioneers and activism, Thurgood Marshall was the first African-American Supreme Court justice and a lawyer who challenged segregation. He argued and won Brown v. Board of Education, 1954, ending school segregation. Served on the Supreme Court from 1967 to 1991, advocated for civil liberties, voting rights, and equality under the law, defended clients in landmark civil rights cases nationwide, became a role model for African American lawyers and judges, pushed for reforms in criminal justice and education, and strengthened constitutional protections for marginalized communities. There is also James Meredith. From Kosciuszko, Mississippi, a birthplace of courage and determination. James Meredith is a civil rights figure whose bravery challenged segregation in higher education and advanced equality in America. Became the first African American student to enroll at the University of Mississippi in 1962, enforcing federal desegregation orders, endured violent protests and threats while asserting his right to education, sparked national attention on civil rights and the enforcement of desegregation policies, inspired other African Americans to pursue education and equality despite systemic barriers, worked with civil rights organizations to promote voter registration and civic engagement, advocated for justice and equality throughout his life, and received numerous awards for courage, civil rights leadership, and contributions to American society. We also have Sojourner Truth. From Swarthkale, New York, a land of early resistance, Sojourner Truth was an abolitionist and women's rights activist who fought for freedom and equality. Delivered the famous "Ain't I a Woman" speech 1851, advocated for the abolition of slavery across the U.S., assisted freed slaves in obtaining land and basic necessities after emancipation, worked as a recruiter for the Union Army during the Civil War, partnered with other activists to advance women's rights, became a symbol of courage and moral conviction, and influenced generations of women and African American activists. There is also Booker T. Washington. From Franklin County, Virginia, a birthplace of resilience. Booker T. Washington was an educator, author, and founder of Tuskegee Institute. Founded Tuskegee Institute in 1881 to provide vocational education, advocated for African Americans to achieve economic self-reliance, authored Up from Slavery, 1901, inspiring generations, served as an advisor to multiple U.S. presidents, promoted reconciliation between races while advancing black education, developed industrial education programs to prepare black students for employment, and influenced U.S. policy on race and education during the early 20th century. Next is James Baldwin. From Harlem, New York, a neighborhood of creativity, struggle, and artistic brilliance. James Baldwin was a writer, playwright, and activist whose works explored race, sexuality, and social injustice in America. He authored novels, essays, and plays, including Go Tell It on the Mountain and The Fire Next Time, exposed systemic racism and social inequality through literature and public speeches, advocated for civil rights in the U.S. and abroad, challenged America's moral and cultural conscience on issues of race and identity, inspired generations of writers, activists, and thinkers worldwide, worked with civil rights leaders like Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X, and highlighted intersectionality of race, sexuality, and class in social justice discourse. Next, we have Angela Davis. From Birmingham, Alabama, a city marked by civil rights struggle and resilience. Angela Davis is an activist, scholar, and revolutionary known for her work in racial, gender, and prison reform. She co-founded Critical Resistance to challenge the prison industrial complex, advocated for civil rights, women's rights, and black liberation movements, published influential works on race, class, and gender oppression, became a symbol of resistance after her imprisonment in the 1970s, participated in international solidarity campaigns against apartheid in South Africa, championed prison reform and abolitionist initiatives, and continues to lecture globally on social justice, equity, and human rights. There is also Condoleezza Rice. From Birmingham, Alabama, a city of history and intellectual ambition. Condoleezza Rice became the first African-American woman to serve as U.S. Secretary of State. She served as U.S. Secretary of State under President George W. Bush, 2005 to 2009, served as National Security Advisor, 2001 to 2005, played a critical role in U.S. foreign policy, including diplomacy in the Middle East, first African-American woman to hold a full professorship at Stanford University in political science, advocated for democracy and development in Africa and worldwide, contributed to U.S. national security and foreign policy strategies post-9/11, mentored future leaders and promoted education and leadership for women in politics. Next is Colin Powell. From Harlem, New York, a neighborhood of diversity, struggle, and opportunity. Colin Powell was a military leader and statesman who became the first African-American U.S. Secretary of State. He served as chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, 1989 to 1993, appointed U.S. Secretary of State, 2001 to 2005, led military operations during the Persian Gulf War, advocated for diplomacy, peacekeeping, and military modernization, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1991, authored books on leadership and international relations, and served as a mentor and role model for military officers and young leaders. Next is also Shirley Chisholm. From Brooklyn, New York, a city of activism and cultural innovation. Shirley Chisholm was the first African-American woman elected to the U.S. Congress and a political trailblazer. She was the first African-American woman elected to Congress, 1968, first black woman to run for a major party's U.S. presidential nomination, 1972, advocated for education, social justice, and women's rights, co-founded the Congressional Black Caucus, championed legislation for child care, housing, and equal employment, inspired generations of women and black political leaders, and is known for her motto, unbought and unbossed. There is also Ella Baker. From Norfolk, Virginia, a land shaped by community, activism, and courage. Ella Baker was a civil rights organizer who believed in grassroots leadership and collective power. She helped build the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, into a nationwide force, co-founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, SCLC, guided young activists in forming the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, championed voter rights, racial equality, and community empowerment, played a crucial role in the Freedom Riders movement, helped organize the 1964 Mississippi Freedom Summer Project, worked with the Young Negroes Cooperative League to promote economic self-help, and advocated for participatory democracy, influencing future activist generations. Next is Medgar Evers. From Decatur, Mississippi, a city of resilience amidst oppression. Medgar Evers was a civil rights activist who fought against segregation and racial injustice in Mississippi. He served as the National Association for the Advancement of Colored Peoples, NAACP's, field secretary in Mississippi, led campaigns for voter registration and civil rights enforcement, advocated for the desegregation of schools and public facilities, instrumental in the investigation of the Emmett Till murder case, faced threats and violence while fighting for equality, became a martyr for the civil rights movement after his assassination in 1963, and inspired national awareness and legislative change in civil rights. There is also John Lewis. From Troy, Alabama, a city of civil rights struggle and steadfast courage. John Lewis was a civil rights leader and U.S. congressman known for his lifelong dedication to justice. He led the Selma to Montgomery marches in 1965, Bloody Sunday, served as chairman of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, SNCC, advocated for the Voting Rights Act of 1965, served as a U.S. congressman for over 30 years, fought against segregation and racial discrimination nationwide, authored books and memoirs documenting the civil rights movement, and inspired generations to commit to nonviolent activism and civic engagement. Next is Michelle Obama. From Chicago, Illinois, a city of community and ambition. Michelle Obama is an attorney, author, and former First Lady who promoted education, health, and empowerment. She served as First Lady of the United States, 2009 to 2017, advocated for healthy eating and exercise through the Let's Move campaign, championed education for girls and young women globally, authored the best-selling memoir Becoming, promoted military family support initiatives, advocated for civic engagement and leadership development, and became a role model for women and African American youth. We cannot forget Oprah Winfrey. From Kosciuszko, Mississippi, a land of resilience, faith, and storytelling. Oprah Winfrey is a media mogul, philanthropist, and cultural icon who transformed American media and society. She hosted the Oprah Winfrey Show, reaching millions globally, founded Harpo Productions, producing influential films and TV programs, created the Oprah Winfrey Network, OWN, advocated for education and literacy through scholarships and initiatives, promoted social causes and charitable giving, including relief for poverty and disaster victims, recognized as one of the most influential women in the world, and inspired generations of entrepreneurs, leaders, and activists worldwide. There is also Jesse Jackson. From Greenville, South Carolina, a place shaped by courage, activism, and the fight for justice. Jesse Jackson is a civil rights leader, Baptist minister, and political figure who played a major role in the struggle for racial equality in America. Worked alongside Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. in the civil rights movement, founded Operation Push, People United to Save Humanity, established the Rainbow Coalition to advocate for political and social change, ran for the Democratic presidential nomination in 1984 and 1988, fought for voting rights, economic justice, and global human rights, negotiated the release of foreign hostages in Syria and Cuba, advocated for corporate accountability through national boycotts and campaigns, inducted into the International Civil Rights Walk of Fame, and received the Presidential Medal of Freedom. There is also Muhammad Ali. From Louisville, Kentucky, a city of strength, movement, and transformation. Muhammad Ali was a world-renowned boxer, activist, and cultural icon known for his unmatched talent and fearless spirit. He was a three-time world heavyweight boxing champion, Olympic gold medalist at age 18, stood against the Vietnam War draft on moral and religious grounds, advocated for civil rights, humanitarian causes, and global peace, named Sportsman of the Century by Sports Illustrated and the BBC, lit the Olympic torch at the 1996 Atlanta Games, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom, advocated for Parkinson's disease research and founded the Muhammad Ali Parkinson Center. Next we have Madam C. J. Walker. From Delta, Louisiana, the birthplace of innovation, culture, and perseverance. Madam C. J. Walker was an entrepreneur and philanthropist who became one of the first self-made female millionaires in America. She created specialized haircare products for black women, built the Madam C. J. Walker Manufacturing Company, employed thousands of women, empowering them through economic independence, supported civil rights organizations and educational scholarships, encouraged women's entrepreneurship and created a national network of Walker agents, donated to the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, Young Men's Christian Association, YMCA, and anti-lynching campaigns, with Villa Luaro becoming a meeting place for black intellectuals and leaders. Next is Jackie Robinson. From Cairo, Georgia, rooted in grit, determination, and the pursuit of equality. Jackie Robinson was the first African American to play Major League Baseball in the modern era, breaking the color barrier. Debuted with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1947, named Major League Baseball, MLB, Rookie of the Year and later League MVP, played in 6 World Series, advocated for civil rights and economic justice after retiring, became the first African American vice president of a major U.S. corporation, chock full or not, served as a board member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, and helped raise millions for civil rights causes, received the Presidential Medal of Freedom and the Congressional Gold Medal, and opened doors for black athletes in all major sports. Last but not the least is Bayard Rustin. From West Chester, Pennsylvania, a community shaped by Quaker values and social conscience. Bayard Rustin was a strategist, organizer, and one of the key architects of the civil rights movement. He was chief organizer of the 1963 March on Washington, served as the principal organizer of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference's SCLC early strategy, advisor to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on nonviolent protest, promoted labor rights, pacifism, and global human rights, advocated internationally for democracy and human rights in Africa and India, played a key role in the freedom rights and early nonviolence workshops, formed the A. Philip Randolph Institute to strengthen black labor rights, became a leading national voice for LGBTQ+ equality, and was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom posthumously. These leaders shaped American history through courage, intellect, and resilience. Their achievements continue to inspire justice, equality, and empowerment across the nation and the globe. Their legacies endure, reminding us that progress is possible when vision meets action. If you love this journey, don't forget to like and subscribe, because the soul of Africa still has so much more to reveal.